Welcome to the Fish Tank Controller project. The group members are as follows. The reason we chose to make the Fish Tank Controller was to create a system that is both cheaper than current systems and incorporates a graphical user interface for ease of use. This product aims to make fish care simpler and improve the health and quality of life of these majestic creatures. Aquatic pets require a delicate balance between several different conditions in order to thrive, but most fish tank owners do not check these conditions regularly enough, if at all. So our system constantly monitors the ecosystem to alert the user if irregular conditions arise and even manages some of these conditions on its own. Our system is based on an Arduino Uno and measures temperature, pH, and turbidity of a 10-gallon fish tank, while also being able to control the LED lights and filter according to current and historical conditions. A 3D printed auger-based feeder ran by a servo motor was also mounted to the system and was programmable for number of feeding times per day. A graphical user interface was created for the system to allow the user to view and interact with the system. Here you can see the completed system on top of a standard dimension 10-gallon fish tank. It should be noted that the heater and temperature sensor are placed opposite of each other, as well as the filter and turbidity sensor. These locale choices were made to allow proper dissipation of conditions for more accurate readings. Please note that the fish tank controller was only placed on top of the fish tank for picture purposes, and no fish were harmed in the making of this project. The graphical user interface includes 3 historical data plots, one for temperature, one for pH, and one for turbidity. In the bottom right, there are 4 buttons that can be used to refresh these 3 conditions and display the most recent time they were read, along with the last feed time. The feeder is controlled by either pressing the refresh button or setting the number of feedings in the submit feeder time area. The lights can also be controlled from this window, and the autonomous system can be turned on and off. Some strengths of the fish tank controller are that it is highly customizable, cheap, lightweight, self-contained, maintainable, and allows for top-down visibility of the fish tank. Some weaknesses are that it cannot be ran independently of a computer, and being an early prototype, this means that the wires were not cut to size and the system is not as visually appealing as the final system will be. Here you can see an overview of the system that will be visible in the top right corner during the demo. Please note the reflection of a light in the bottom left corner. This light is plugged into the solid-state relay and is representative of the filter, as the filter should not be run without water. Once the fish tank controller is set up and ready for use, the graphical user interface should be opened. First, the last fed refresh button should be pressed. This will feed the fish and record the most recent time they were fed. Then each of the other refresh buttons should be pushed so that initial values can be recorded. Plots will be recorded on the next reading. The user should then input how often to feed the fish. We input 0.5 to represent feeding every 30 seconds. Then the autonomous system is switched on so readings can take place automatically. As the system runs, a period is printed to the terminal each second. After 20 seconds have passed, the 3 sensor readings are printed to the terminal, and now plots can be written. Here you can see the LED lights being toggled on and off. Once 30 seconds has passed, the feeder will dispense food. Once the system has read 3 consecutive good readings, the filter will turn off, as represented by the light. Next, we change the feeding time to 1 so that the fish are fed every minute. After 3 consecutive bad readings, the filter will turn back on, as represented by the light. When the autonomous system is turned off, all of the refresh buttons and the light switch can be pressed as needed. Thank you for watching this presentation on the fish tank controller.